March Motivation Madness, episode 16. Welcome back to the Fit Pro podcast. I'm your host Marvin Fayez, and today is episode 16 of March Motivation Madness. We are almost halfway. Well, we're more than halfway. I was never really good at maths. And to celebrate almost reaching episode 90, because we are on episode 92 of the Fit Pro podcast itself, I've decided to release some merchandise for the show. Now, the way to find this merchandise is either go on the website and there should be a merchandise tab. Click on that and it'll take you through to the store. Now, if you haven't had time to set this up yet, the next way to do it is to head to Instagram and search Fit Pro Podcast. There will be a link in the bio directly to the store. You can pick up the Run Fit Pro Podcast t-shirt and yeah, just pick it up. If you're in the US, it's quite cheap for you guys. If it's in Australia, I'm sorry. I'm going to work it out, make it a little bit cheaper for you guys as well. But feel free to support the show. All proceeds go back into the show to make the show better for everybody. Go and support the Fit Pro Podcast at Fit Pro Podcast on Instagram. And obviously like it, follow me, and let's make that following grow. Now, today's episode 16, we got the quote, "The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now." That is an old Chinese proverb. And it rings true today for me especially. Because, look, the world's changing, okay? Everything's moving. People don't want to embrace being online. People don't want to embrace the way things are moving. But look, was it the right time to get into podcasting this year? Probably not. Would it have been better 4 years ago? Absolutely, because I would have been one of the leaders in the field. The second best time was when I started, which was May last year. So that's how you got to look at it. Like, okay, so you haven't done it. No big deal. It would have been better if you did it prior, but now you have the next best time to do it, which is now. And this goes for something like the merchandise. Could it have been better to start it up when I first started the show? Actually, no, it wouldn't have been. But if I had an established audience, it would have been great. But I didn't. So the second best time is now. Okay? Are you on Facebook? Are you embracing Facebook marketing when it was cheaper? It's still cheap now. It was cheaper 5 years ago. Can tell you that. Was 5 years ago the better time? Yes. When's the second best time? Today. Are you embracing Instagram marketing for your business? It's one of the better places to market. The best time to do it was yesterday. The second best time is today. So if what I'm trying to get at with this quote is you got to pull the trigger. Okay, we all have the best ideas in the world. Somebody had the idea for Facebook before Mark Zuckerberg decided to get it out there. Somebody had a better idea for MySpace before somebody created MySpace. I don't even know who. Somebody had an idea for Amazon, but never acted on it. Jeff Bezos did. Somebody had the idea for Facebook, but never acted on it. Mark Zuckerberg did. Somebody had the idea for electric car, but never acted on it. Elon Musk did. So, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. That is the truth. The second best time is now. You can always start. Starting is generally the easiest part. Okay, we all look at it as the hardest part. It is generally the easiest part. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. True. The best time to save for a house in Australia was 20 years ago. Or buy a house. The second best time is now. Regardless of what the market is, the market is the market is the market. So you've got to just take what you have, take the hand that you're dealt, and play with it. Take the hand you dealt and play with it. You can win a game of poker if you have a great poker face. You just got to be willing to make the decision now. And if you're listening to this today and you're hanging on to a decision, you're hanging on to a business move, you're hanging on to an idea, look, the best time for you to get that idea off the ground was yesterday. The second best time is now. That should be my proverb, Marvin proverb. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. That means the time is now. You have to act. You have to get going. You have to start your website. You have to go and approach clients. You got to cold call. You got to get out there. Whatever your business is. And I'm hoping that obviously the podcast is niched down to now we only have fitness people in the podcast, or people that are looking to get motivated and inspired by the stories that we're going to have over the next few years. We are almost up to episode 100. So another example, you look at the podcast now. 92 episodes in. I started May last year. So that was my 20 years ago. If I hadn't started May last year and I was still thinking about it, when the best time to start would have been this episode of the podcast. Just put it in a bit of perspective for you. You have never missed the train. You can be late for the train. You have never missed the train on things. No matter what it is, there will always be another thing. Do I believe that it's the best time to market on Twitter? No, it is absolutely not. That's my hot tip. It's quite expensive. But you know what? Twitter will always be around. In the form it's in now, if they change things, and not in the form that it's in now if they don't change things. But it will be around. There will always be that cooler talk. There will always be the Facebook. There will always be the Instagram. You just got to choose what works for you. Action it now. Okay, action it now. And obviously, this episode is focused on marketing in my mind because I'm really tuned in on marketing for the merchandise. But the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Thanks for listening to the Fit Pro podcast. Make sure you are following us on all the social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Hit me up. Make sure you pick up some merch. It goes a long way. I need a new mic. I need to get the quality of this audio up. I need some sound editing. I need to get this podcast to a level that is great for your ears. If you feel it's great for your ears already, let me know at marvinfitpro@gmail.com. Let me know what you think of the show. Make sure you rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. And I'm out.